I'm going to hand my time off over to Braema Mathi, who has very kindly agreed to get us going as a network. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alicia, and to the whole team from Singapore Unbound that has organized this event here at the Projector. I think it is, she gave a good summary, but I personally, as part of the editorial board on Singapore Unbound, I'm very excited by Nimbus. I think Nimbus, I actually didn't know. It was my own learning point to find out what is the meaning of Nimbus. It is ethereal. It's like a little bit of a cloud. It also has a goddess and a god's a mythical approach to it, but it is really a bit of coming together and a learning curve, a learning point for everyone involved. And I think this is the world that everyone here who has made time, and now it's 9 p.m. on a weekday evening to come here. I think you are the community that is really writing up materials, writing up events, writing up critical perspectives, sharing a lot of insights. But often you are also quite alone. You are doing this on your own journey in quite what I consider a bleak environment in Singapore. We have quite a number of restrictions, and we also have quite a number of internal laws that really, for example, like POFMA has been used 78 times since it came into being. So I think we are really hampered, hindered, restricted, and yet the energy from within is very high. The energy is, I want to say my piece, I will do the research, I will find the facts, I will find the materials, I will interview more than one source, my basic 101 when I was in Straits Times, more than one source and not like sources. I think all these become quite imperative to put out for very forward thought pieces, news items that one has to do. And I see Nimbus as a collective. Maybe if you do not like the word collective, a coming together. And as Alicia said, there will be capacity building. So more sharing of experiences, not only on content, the more important thing, the technical skills. Thirdly, how do we protect ourselves? What is the support that we can give each other when one person has been made to look like he or she has stripped up by the state? I think that kind of solidarity support is quite important, and I see a lot of fruitfulness that I hope everyone will put in so that we can share a Nimbus and alliance. That is the big thing that I wanted to say. The second big thing that I think that might be useful is that it is also a scene that is highly competitive. We have online newsletters, we have people who write blogs, people who become huge commentators, quite good commentators on anything that is put up that triggers off another whole spiral in the information flow, in the thought process. So the kind of constant, it's worse than Rasputin. No, is it Rasputin? Who was that creature that always ran very quickly, cartoon character? Sorry? The road racer. Yeah, the road runner. It is almost like a constant road runner. It keeps coming on, going all the time at you. And not only from what you have found about that particular thesis of an idea, many others have all feel free. This is the social media. I can say what I like, and refuting, saying again your piece, all takes a lot of time. and yet it is competitive. Not competitive amongst one another, maybe that also happens, but competitive because everyone out there more or less feels I can come in and I want to contribute with my 2 cents worth, etc. You have to respond. And many are unpaid or very lowly paid, or people doing all this hard work. Many are doing double jobs, triple jobs to sustain oneself. And I think this is, to me, the saddest part of all, that we do not recognize this strongly enough. That it is a contribution that individuals, citizens, residents in Singapore are making to the framing of news, to the framing of critical perspectives, to the framing of thought processes. What should I think about? But here we are, we have that one channel that we are walking in and coping, and we also have to deal with the other channel of watching how the state is watching everyone, which takes up a lot of one's energy. And I feel in this second point of the competitiveness of the environment comes the funding structure. Where are we going to find funds? And under FICA and everything else, the funding is the biggest problem that we face. So I went to read up a little bit about Malaysia Kini again. I've always liked them from aeons ago, 1999. And I feel that Malaysians, there's something there that they are willing to give, despite a defamation suit of 500,000 ringgit. Within 4 hours, the money came in. So what is the trigger point then with our audience? Everyone has a different audience here. What is the audience? How are they going to respond to the hard work, what in all genuineness one is trying to do, that they can become ardent, loyal, supporter, whatever the outcome. And we have one too many defamation suits for all sorts of different things. So how are we going to support a community that is focusing, using online media? And I think this is where Nimbus, I think that has to be one of the things that has to be put there as an objective for a thorough discussion on what can one do and who are the potential patrons when times are bad. How are we going to support each other? Because everyone knows about our POFMA, our defamation, and our FICA, that the fines and all are really quite high. And how is it, what does it take to ask any group not to trip up? I think it's a very tall order when interpretation and subjectivities of how you interpret the clauses, seeing it as an objective interpretation, are all called to order. They can be very difficult, right? So I just wanted to flag how we need to think a little bit more on the funding part of it as part of a Nimbus structure, not too heavy, like an approach, right? So I hope that everyone here who has kindly taken time to come here today, please do think about this, because I think Nimbus can become quite a good approach that we can take to support each other. In the room right now, we have people who have already gone through quite a bit and who have shared their stories. And I think all those become learning points for all of us. Okay? So that is what I wanted to say. I hope that has been relatively useful. Thank you.